Alright, everybody, here we are today, going over the playoff recap for the Base Battle League Season 4. Uh, I am currently waiting to hear if Knight or anyone's going to join me. He was getting off of work late, so I figured if anything I can run through the games that weren't playoff but had playoff implications because Shadow did not finish, he did not do recordings for the last like 3-4 weeks. So here we are with several games that did matter, and I'm gonna have them go a lot faster than we otherwise would. So here we have Bob, Siggy Wiggy. I don't know why he went with that name this time, versus Hawaiian Shaman, and these have playoff implications. So it's what kind of why I want to include them. So the actual points of the game don't really matter. Just kind of want to get to the end. Yeah, if this wasn't Scarf, that could have just been like it right there with the Nihiligo. Switches out, gets up some. Oh, a T spot. I didn't even see the T spot. So DD's up. It's gonna barely live and essentially get the sweep. And yeah, the 4-0 win for Hawaiian Shaman. That one's gonna matter a lot going towards playoffs. Because Shaman was actually going for top seed in his division. So here we have Darthur against Quack. Darthur, someone who was, kind of like on the edge, sitting at 10-11 at this point of the week. It was week 7 when this game was. So here we go. He's trying to get his D subs up against the paralyzed Aromatisse. And yeah, it's breaking through. And so he tries to get a para. He did not get a para, but like, kind of what happens when you kind of bank on the paras. You don't usually actually get them as often as you might want, or as consistently as you want. Uh, so Gardevoir gets of the rain, kind of an odd choice, especially against a rain team. I think it was the Gardevoir that got off the rain. No, it was the Aromatisse that got off the rain. Or who got off the rain? I don't know. Someone got off the rain. Uh, excuse me. Yeah, so this is kind of like an uphill battle for Darthur. If you notice, like the only like solid way his team could have won was with the the Zygarde, but at the same time, Quack does have the Buzzwole, which kind of just walls it. It walls like not walls Lycanroc, but it does a good job of keeping Lycanroc from really breaking, because you need a lot of chip. Like just a KO with you need a good amount of chip, I believe, to KO with +2 like Psychic Fangs. But yeah, that'll be a 5-0 victory for Quack. That actually hurts Darthur a bit going into week 8, and you'll see his week 8 game in just a moment. So here we go, Bob and Bruins. This one matters because at the time they were like, I think three. They were both teams who were like 3-4 or like 4-3 around that time. And of the teams that were like 2 to 4 wins, I believe they were the only ones who actually played against each other. So it actually gave some people in the back like a better chance uh, of making it if a number of these teams were to lose out. So that's why this game makes a big bit of a difference. And yeah, took quite a bit of damage from the Banded Stone Edge and Rock Slide. And Kartana just not really having a solid way of breaking through the Tangrowth. Kind of something that Kartanas don't usually have, but Bob sacks it. But, this thing is faster anyway. And at this point, the para is nice, but uh, yeah, fake out. Yeah, so he can honestly just save this if he needed to, but yeah. So that's gonna be Bob over Bruins. Oh, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, I was starting before you got here. I was just kind of going through a number of the games that that were before playoffs, but have playoff implications.
All right.
So I just got through the Bob and Bruins game. So there's only a few left. Then we'll be able to go into the playoff games. So this one is going to be Embiid and Quack. This one matters because Embiid was another guy who was sitting at like 10 or 12, like 11, 10, 11, 12 spot. So kind of makes a bit of a difference going into it.
Yeah, Seismitoad looks like it could put in real work here. I don't know if it actually did because I didn't get to see this match.
Yeah, I don't quite remember what happens. I'll be honest. Most of these games, I'm like, what happened? Like one of my games is gonna show up here before we get to the playoffs, and I'm like, what actually happened? I only remember like the last like 4 turns of my game in this one. Yeah, Ferrothorn is pretty hard to break through with his team. Like the only thing that beats it is Rotom reliably and like Fire
His
Punch
Mean
on
Shell
draw.
can probably take it out if it gets a good read.
Yeah,
I'm not I'm not
it's
sure what
just
it's running now.
it's just hard because the Mienshao also but has a hard time on the defensive Zapdos if he's like Boots.
Hmm.
I don't know what he was.
I'm also
I'm
unsure if Rotom can one shot it in the rain.
Yeah, it probably doesn't unless he's like Specs, but I don't think he was. Yeah, so fake out, but then he kills it.
You know
Like
that one.
whoa, that gives him a chance. But Barraskewda is sitting there, and it's
Some
hard.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no stopping at this point.
but there he sacks it actually, kind of
Oh
like a
wow.
what? But Thunder comes
Yeah.
out, and then he would have to be able to Oko from there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Poison Jab, slightly weaker than close combat actually. Because of stab. If he had gone for close
Yeah.
combat and got a crit, I think it could have killed.
Could he have
But
Stone
that,
Edge?
huh?
He could have run Stone Edge, I suppose.
Yeah. Let's see. He was fake out, U-turn, close combat, poison jab for the
Yeah, I was wondering when he
fairy.
brought it.
It's for the fairy, the aromatisse fake out. I guess makes sense.
Okay.
Stalls out rain, but yeah, not against rain. It's not usually an easy battle. But
Yeah, it's one of those. That's not bad. It's not bad.
yeah, so this was my game against Darthur, and yeah, this one I was just like I built my team to just not get swept by like Zygarde and Blastoise, and then just be able to like switch into what's it called, the Darmanitan. But he,
Yeah.
he poisoned my Vaporeon with cross poison, which I'm like
Hmm.
cross poison doesn't have like a high poison chance. It's the crit chance is what it was for because he was sniper, and
Yeah.
I was just like, come on, because it actually hurt my Vaporeon a lot. Like it
Now
may
I think about it, you could have brought Heal Bell to this just in case
could have
Tiger was nice.
brought what?
Brought Heal Bell.
Yeah.
Heal Bell.
But yeah. So I actually okay. So I predicted him to switch because I thought he was banded Darmanitan. I went back and calculated. For whatever reason, I was thinking he was banded, but I'm like, I forget that he has Sheer Force, so Life Orb makes sense. But either way, it was a
Hmm.
good play to click Dazzling Gleam, I think. Because
Yeah.
at best it's a speed tie with Lele because I was Specs Lele, so I still had like a chance. Plus Porygon 2 is at full health, so it's not like I couldn't have broke through the last two. It was just
Hmm.
the fact that he did switch guaranteed that this thing got all the way up. So yeah, a Dazzling Gleam switch from freaking Xurkitree. And yeah,
You've
so
been
that
rocking that scarf.
dude
That scarf
Xurkitree
has
with
been so good for you.
Xurkitree with a scarf is a threat, bro. If you don't have an electric type, or I mean a ground type,
Hmm.
it's really hard. And even then, ground types like if I predict with the energy ball
Yeah.
right, it's really hard. So it's
Yeah.
like he has really good coverage. It's just missing that few bits of coverage that hit certain mons.
Yeah. It's
Let's
just a
see.
shame it can't run Tail Glow anymore.
Even without it, like I probably wouldn't have ran Tailglow most of the time anyway, because like I could have ran Calm Mind. I only ran Calm Mind a few times all season. Yeah. So
Hmm.
here's Embiid and Quack. It matters because Embiid was also someone because again he was someone looking in and out. Look at this. We'll get to the why I hate Suicune later. And here's the
Okay.
thing: I had Suicune in season one, but Cal made me hate it again.
Suicune's amazing in draft. It can
It
fit
really
really well.
is. I think we had it in. Do we have it in B tier or A tier? I think I don't remember.
I don't think he's ever had to run a Crocoon set yet. I don't think I've seen it from him.
Oh, that Crocun is the rest set, right?
Nah, yeah, it's Wrath Palm 9.
Yeah, I ran that a few times back in Gen 7 a lot just because it was so fun. But like in Gen 7 with Z, it was really hard to actually like get through a ton of teams. Oof.
That
Ooh,
that
the
almost lived
scarf.
that.
The scarf Chinchino
Yeah.
gets
Hmm.
him into the playoffs. Dude, that thing got like what, 5 kills at the end?
Yes. Absolutely nuts. But like you can't sleep on that thing because
Yeah.
it's one of those
It's
things that
so bastard. That's why like you have to have like a helmet thing. And look, he's so technically he didn't kill the Cosmoem. The rocks killed the Cosmoem. But he did it to sack to like look for stuff. And look at this. It didn't matter. Bullet Seed got the kill easily on freaking Absol.
the
Like
thing is
not
though
even
is
a
like
chance.
would the sucker punch not have killed it?
I don't know. I don't know if he even had Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I was
Like
thinking
he
to
should
myself,
have.
if he's running a super luck uh crit set, he could have 50% just killed it right there. I guess he
Yeah,
wasn't thinking he had to avoid
I don't know.
running it.
Maybe he just thought he would live because it was Bullet Seed. And
Mhm.
not have because like if he clicks like Sucker and he switches to Mian Shao, then like Mian Shao might be able to pull like a U-turn back into like Cinchino and hurt him. So, but like, and then
Mhm.
this doesn't even have like Ice Shard or doesn't go for it. Yeah, so
Mhm.
like wild at the end here. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a
nothing.
shame he didn't bring some more priority.
Yeah, definitely should have. Because he had possible like, because he could have had. He shouldn't,
Heal.
but he could have had Sucker on Dragapult. He could
Mhm.
have had Sucker on Absol. He was also Mold Breaker Halucha instead of like freaking
Unburdened.
yeah. Also, what is up with these nicknames? Claw Strider, Tremor Tusk,
I haven't
Bellowback,
been able to figure out that yet.
Glinthawk.
Might just be stuff he came up with.
Man, I'm a Google this record. What the heck is Claw Strider? What the hell is this from? Some comic? I don't know. All right, but then let's see. Then we just have this should be the final one. This is basically it. Within the last 3 weeks, all Darthur had to do was win one game, and he basically made playoffs. But he didn't exactly have the easiest of schedules
Yeah.
or matchups in general. So yeah, so Latios, I believe that is Specs. So then he goes
Yeah,
for
a
like
lot of
Belly
it's
Drum Darm, but he's actually Zen Darm, which I was like, what? I guess for
yeah,
the
that's really weird.
speed. I guess for like the speed because I think Zen Darm. Let me go back
It's
one turn.
no. Zen Dharma is slow, like
Oh, it
really
is slow.
slow.
Then yeah, why, maybe he accidentally
I
messed
don't
up.
understand that.
Yeah, cause
He's not Galarian.
yeah, cause it's even slower than it's like barely faster than regular Darm. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the
I don't.
thing is about Zendarm is that its special attack goes up, not its attack, so I don't quite
Yeah,
understand the
so I'm not
play.
sure what that was about. I was thinking that it was faster, but you're right. That's right. That's the other. That's the Galarian Darms. Yeah, so that was the
Yeah,
confusing.
he would try to bait this way too early in the game.
Yeah. And then of course going for the sub on the paras, not exactly the most reliable like strategy.
Mhm.
And goes for 1,000 arrows. It's a 2 KO, but he doesn't get the para. And he if you're banking on RNG, you're and unfortunately right there, like right, he actually like SDs to like max,
Mhm. But he thought he
but
would switch in.
yeah, but then he gets
No,
parried and dies, so it's like okay.
that's the
My
thing. It did its job, so like no point in not stacking it.
yeah. It's like he when you SD to plus, I'm like, oh, he didn't need to go all the way to 6, especially because there's possible priority anyway to outdo it. And yeah, and
Yeah,
that's gonna do it. Definitely
that was a
unfortunate.
rough game for him.
Yeah, he played this season Zygarde like he was going for, because like week 1 he got all the paras he
He
needed
destroyed.
to.
Yeah,
But since then, it hasn't really killed much of anything, and part of the reason being just you're not always going to get the RNG you need.
Hmm. Zygarde's
Uh,
an amazing Pokemon, but the thing is, it doesn't have a lot of good coverage outside of
It
its ground
doesn't.
stab.
That's why when you played against him, you
Yeah, I
walled
knew
him.
immediately there's nothing he could do to
You
block
walled
him.
him with a freaking Blossom. Like that was sad. There was the only way
See,
he could have done
the thing
anything
is,
was Sludge Wave.
no, like he should have ran. What's
Get
that move called? Core Enforcer.
uh, that only like suppresses your ability,
Oh, it doesn't
and
go.
it's
I
a
thought it goes through the armor.
no. It's
Oh,
it. He could have maybe ran something like Giga Impact, something that would be neutral. That when he gets to
yeah,
like
because
plus
he had
three,
nothing, absolutely nothing.
yeah.
And he
But
could have also brought Toxic, but like, it's rough. It's really rough for Zygarde to break through grass types.
yeah. But with that, we're actually going to move into the playoff seeding. So here we went. The top three, the division winners were me with a 9-0 record, plus 31 differential. Best I'd ever done in regular season, I'll tell you that much.
Really, that's awesome. I mean, really good, man. It's just a
Yeah.
shame you're out right now.
Shh, spoilers, bro. Spoilers.
All right, sorry.
Uh, then Rick from the Atlanta Braveries, he went 8-1. He was just behind me. If I hadn't won my week 9 game against Panda, I actually would have fallen below him because I was at plus 28 when he was at plus 27 after his game. So it was like, oh, if I lose, he actually will jump me.
Yeah,
Uh,
you had a lot of close games. That's the thing.
then you actually at 6-3 were the number 3 seed with Quack actually being 8-1
Hmm.
below you. It works out that way because we have
Because
it be
because
yeah
Rick was yeah
yeah the division winners got the 1, 2, and
priority.
3, and then the top the number 2 seed in each division got the 4, 5, 6. Uh, so with that one, it was actually Quack, then Nick, Arch Avenger, who he if he had taken the last few weeks a bit more seriously, he probably could have finished like not like 7-2, 8-1. But he kind of had some like fun sets that he played around with, and then Hawaiian Shaman. And then with that, actually Shadow had the better differential over Nick and Shaman, but again, he was the number 3 in his division, so that
Hmm.
actually kept him out of that. Uh,
Yeah.
and then of course we had rounding it out, Shadow, Camel, Bob, and Embiid being the 4 who actually who played a single game of like not necessarily a qualifying playoff game, but just like the like us top 6 got a first round bye, and then these bottom 4 play. So Shadow plays Embiid, Camel plays Bob, and so like the following rounds would be BO3. These ones just best of 1. So with that, still there? Oh no, I think I lost him. Knight, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, I was like, I thought you died. I see
No.
Camel's just sitting there, just listening in, not wanting to join in on
See,
the conversation.
here's the thing though. Like this matchup, it seems like Tornadoes does go pretty crazy on everything outside of the Rotom.
Yeah, I mean, like if he's expert belt, like he can always U-turn on the Rotom and get a heat wave off on the Jirachi. I would say the hardest thing for it to break is probably the Milotic of all things, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything outspeeds it either.
Uh, the Tornadus?
Yeah.
No, yeah, nothing does. He could always run
Yeah.
Scarf, Mian Shao, Chinchino. He's obviously not Scarf on the Rotom. He was Light Clay. Yeah,
Hmm.
so he gets up screens. Future Sight comes out, doubles to goes Atlantis, then doubles back out to Slow King. Good play.
The thing,
Only
the thing is
yeah,
with the screens though is I feel it's kind of weird that he brought that considering that Shadow's team was really good at stalling turns.
yeah. Also on top of that, the screens really amounted to just like damage on, not even really damage on this because the screens went away by the time this. So it actually ended up on more damage from Embiid's because Embiid
Hmm.
just didn't put enough pressure on to try to get damage while they were up. Yeah, that's certainly something I think you have to prep for if you or use if you're like getting screens up to actually use them instead of just trying to buy time.
Hmm.
Because if your opponent is really easily able to pivot around, then it's not going to help you to have screens up. Yep. So
The
Whisper the
Squeezing
Crook.
was Levitate,
It
I
was what?
think. Was it Levitate or is this
I believe No, yeah. It was levitate because
okay.
neutralizing gas would say.
The funny thing is if he brought neutralizing gas, he would stop the regeneration from happening. Interestingly enough.
Yeah. Did you notice that he went for defog and the Laryntis got a evasion boost?
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
think I
he's not gonna be
remember that
missing his league
now.
storms anymore.
No, no, no. It's he won't be
Oh, it's an
touching.
accuracy. Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. It's a good
Yeah.
anti defog.
Psycho cut doesn't kill. But he's got the haze on deck. That was +1, and it was a light screen up, not a reflect. So that did nothing from
Mm-hmm.
Orientis.
Mm-hmm. Can now here's a question: can Hayes miss?
No.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
is
early.
a yeah, because remember it also affects your side. It's
Mm-hmm.
so it's a can't miss hits everything
Universal.
move, like dot
Yeah.
like defog and I'm well, actually I think defog can miss.
Yeah, it
Like
can. That's the thing.
yeah, defog can miss because if you reduce accuracy, but haze is one that does not miss. That's kind of funny. I
Hey,
didn't
here,
think about that.
you know what's cool?
Yeah.
Think about it like this: with the Gen 4 remakes coming, imagine all the things that are gonna get defog now.
Oh yeah, dude. There's so many things that I'm like people don't realize. Because there's no way you can actually get a one for one remake for the DPP, and I
Mm-hmm.
think it's actually a good thing, right? Think about all the things that are actually in that gen or in that game that you
But then
actually
we'll have
can't have.
nothing.
Like you can't have the Poco Watch
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have touchscreen. Something that people always forget is it was it was until like Let's Go and Sword and Shield that you actually had Pokemon games since Gen 3 where like they weren't dual screen, like your moves are on a separate screen, like they're on the one screen.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's something I think that everyone's like kind of like forgotten about. So that's going to be one not like a big thing, but yeah, like a lot of things were like touchscreen were used for whatever, you know, like you're probably not going to have like the Pokemon contest, or if you do, they'll be different.
Yeah, and you're not gonna have Pow Park either.
Yeah,
Because that's the thing with the Game
Pal
Boy.
Park, Pal Park is definitely going to be either not there or different.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not able to put your Ruby or Sapphire copy or Emerald copy into the Switch. That's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the what's it called?
Gets
The
the
Safari
para.
Zone.
Never
The,
mind.
yeah, the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone isn't gonna. If it's there, it'll probably be like it was in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Speaking of the Safari Zone, we still don't know what the decks it's going to be in this game. Like, are they going to have everything on the Gen 4? Or are they going to cut things? You know.
Well, you could probably look at what the like regional and then national dex was for Gen 4, but I believe the national dex was just everything Gen 4 down, right?
Yes, but the thing is, though, is like, I don't know if they're going to, like, sneak in stuff from Gen 5 and 6, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't if they do, it would be national dex, I think. Like it wouldn't be one dex for the whole game like we've seen the last like in this gen. Uh
Mm.
so hard to tell.
There is
Um
also the possibility of them doing, like, a Platinum episode and just adding a few more Pokemon in, but
Yeah,
I don't know
that
how
would
they're
be
going to do that.
interesting. Like, we don't know for sure if it's going to be just one for one story plus everything, because
Mm.
it was literally just like a promotional trailer to like show, hey, this is going to be the game. We're doing it this time. So like,
There is something interesting to note, though. You know how Shaman has the Sky form, right?
yeah.
The trainer that gives you the Gracidia flower is not normally in Diamond and Pearl; it's only in Platinum. But in the trailer we got for it, it showed the trainer from Platinum in
Really?
that spot. Yeah,
Really
so basically that confirms Shaman Sky.
interesting. So that's at least one notable change from the trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not to
So
mention they're wearing scarves just like in Platinum.
lit. By the way, while we were talking, this Shadow got this lame ass win over Embiid.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like he didn't have much to break his core. Like that's the
No,
problem.
the Scarm, the Slowking, like
Slowbro
Slowking,
Stone.
that whole
Yeah.
like Slowking, Slowbro, and Galarian versions are so hard to break through, and it's so
Mm-hmm.
annoying. By the way, what are your thoughts on the remakes so far, or your initial thoughts from the trailer?
I thought the Pro remakes looked very faithful. Like I mean, it's breathtakingly
Yeah,
faithful. It's to the point where it's just like people did not expect it. They were thinking Sword and Shield graphics. I was just like,
yeah.
can you really capture Diamond and Pearl's gorgeous? Like, can you capture it to a point where people aren't upset?
No matter what, I think people were gonna be upset because if you had it look like Sword and Shield's like style, you were gonna get people
Hmm?
upset no matter what. I can guarantee you there are gonna be a lot of people like this isn't Diamond and Pearl. Like,
And also, part of me feels like they separated the teams. So, and I feel like they've been working on this Diamond and Pearl pre-make for as long as Sword and Shield have been like out.
yeah, probably since before the DLC started or around the time DLC started.
Yeah.
What I do think is I feel like maybe the game has slightly less budget, or maybe that it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need as big of a budget because they went with this art style, right?
Yeah, the groundwork's already there. I mean, the games
Yeah,
are going to be fantastic and sell regardless of what they do.
and the in battle stuff looks great. Like it honestly
Yeah, it
looked
has the
really
same
good.
3D models. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the trainers looked very crisp. Did you see some of the moves? Like some of the intense moves, like freaking Porygon Z dropped out a Hyper Beam. I'm like, this looked so fire.
Not only that, but if you look at some animations, you can tell that the moves are coming out from the right spots now. Like they're not just coming from a
Yeah.
set spot. Like for
Oh yeah.
example, when Lucario used Aura Sphere, it literally came out of his palm,
Yeah.
for example. So
Yeah. Definitely. Like people were wanting Game Freak to kind of let other like companies or developers like make a
yeah,
game, which is
yeah,
good.
that way they could focus on something else. So it's
And
really
yeah,
good.
and Game Freak is focusing on something we've never seen before, which is cool.
And yet something we've always thought would never happen, even though we wanted it.
Something open world, and I want to make speculation videos for that practically at this point because I've thought so much.
How do you feel about Megas and Diamond? Do you think one of them's coming back?
Um, no, if they do, what I think will happen is the only way they can is if I think they do it like Let's Go, not necessarily like Let's Go style, but like you know how you can't import Pokemon into Pokemon Let's Go, but you can but you can export them.
Yeah.
I think if they do it like that, which could happen, uh, then maybe I'm not too keen on like having megas per se. Like I'm fine with kind
Hmm.
of more vanilla, no specific like no Z
Yeah.
crystals, no megas, no Dynamax. I'm fine with a more vanilla like metagame in that sense because Diamond and
I mean, it's
Pearl,
something we have to have.
like honestly, I'd be really cool is if they end up making it so faithful to where your online games are like you have your lead Pokemon and you don't choose it. It's just how you set your team, like it used to
No,
be.
like you mean no team preview?
Yeah, no team preview. That would be so cool because like that's actually one of the best things I think from that metagame is how you have to
We
approach
know
it.
we want what's coming down. Yeah.
You have to approach it very differently than you otherwise would. But yeah, we've
I
been
just
talking a lot.
okay. Let's go and get through this match.
Yeah. So here we go. Bob, he hasn't
Did you
like
come
brought
in
the
pretty
glares.
confident in this one?
What was that?
I wonder. I was about to say I thought this was you because you have the Firebird. So,
Yeah, no,
but
that's my
no.
mascot. It ain't my Pokemon. It did not draft it.
Yeah.
It lived.
Mm.
It took 50 from that,
You have to
and yet
remember that special defense is
okay,
140.
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
crazy.
Look at. For one, it lived the freaking Draco Meteor, got a
Hmm.
+1 special attack boost, and only did 94
Yep.
from
That's the thing.
Fire Wrath.
Moltres has 90 base attack. It's meh.
Like, yeah, but like Dragapult isn't like super bulky. That tells me it had to
Hmm.
have. I think it had to have been AV, or was it
Hmm.
leftovers? I think it had to be late AV. Probably
Yeah,
for
I
like
think so too. Just to
probably
combat that
yeah.
Moltres.
It's for the Moltres, for the Tapu Lele, so it could actually live a hit. Yeah, the Galarian Slowking makes the Feeney's job so much harder.
See, the thing is like Boo said, like Kangaskhan can fit so many roles. And the
Yeah,
thing is,
it is dead.
even though it lost here, it's been doing so much work for him.
I feel like that's been sort of just people. It's a basic normal
Underestimated.
type.
Yeah.
It's a basic normal type, so it's like it's gonna be underestimated. It's not necessarily strong. It's not necessarily fast. It's just kind of fat. Like if it had
Yeah.
recovery, if Kangaskhan had recovery, I'd be like hell yeah, but it doesn't.
Hmm.
So I'm like kind of more meh on it.
It's just a
So
shame it didn't get an ability that kind of like mirrored its old ability for Mega, like not as
yeah,
strong but somewhat weaker than it.
yeah. So this Terrakion did 52. All right. Then this freaking Suicune popped off with Scarf Hydro Pump. Like wow, I forgot everything
Yeah.
about this game.
Yeah, like that's the thing about Suicune, like I said before, it can really just do what
Yep,
you want it to do.
yep. Yeah, this is a really hard point for Bob just because like in theory, right, this
Oh,
beats
Sludge
Galarian
Bomb, I like that.
yeah. Palisand beats Galarian Slowking. Feeney beats, Dragapult
Hmm.
and like Lucha Whimsicott beats like Pult and kind of Bulu, but like it makes it still fairly easy for Bob to kind of like look at this. Like he had Disable. Like even if he didn't have Disable, it didn't really matter because he just Hornly like Bob would have to be Grassberry or Sash to live, and
Hmm.
I don't know if he was. See, he might have been, but yeah,
Good call on Switch.
yeah. Shores up, which is weird. Gets a defense boost from that, which is interesting.
Yeah, now you can probably take
Uh,
some hits.
but he
That
did
doesn't really
not
matter.
bring a he didn't yeah he didn't pack a ground move, which was weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, he figured he'd bring it just for the slow team.
Yeah, especially because it's his team doesn't really break it,
Hmm.
and he kind of just forfeits there. Like Sludge Bomb, all right.
Yeah,
If
there's
you
no way to get through them all.
if he was grass, if he was Rindoberry, which I believe is for the grass, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, all right, maybe he could have beaten this and like 2 KO'd it and broke through the Bulu, but he was not, and yeah, that's gonna put
Can
Camel up.
can Palace combine?
I don't know. That's a good question, but yeah, let's move into Camel and my games.
How are you
So
feeling about this match?
I was triple scarf, and I didn't have like a solid like if he didn't bring honestly if he didn't bring the Mamoswine or if I wasn't if I was confident that he wasn't going to try to force it in a lot because Paliswine or Mamoswine does really good versus my team. Like my team does not have a solid switch in, so if I click Volt Switch there and he goes Mamoswine, then I'm taking big damage, possibly just losing a Pokemon. So
What was
I'm
this
mate.
Vaporeon? The I used for this Vaporeon.
I don't even remember it. I think it was Spadef because I needed it for like Dragapult or something. I don't quite remember.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
I was thinking to myself, like, this Vaporeon should be able to stop the Mamoswine if you were defensive, but I wasn't sure if it
Even
had the tech for that.
defensive, like Life Orb Mamoswine does like over half, I think. My
That's
guess.
crazy.
Yeah. But I was so Specs Lele, he goes this, his Fizz Defmon. I'm just like, well, shit.
Mhm.
Because it's like because if I click Psychic and he was AV, I checked, he was AV Galarian Slowking. Like I only do like 30 with Psychic in
Yeah,
terrain. It doesn't do a lot. So I
that's
just say
super
screw
fun.
it. I knock off. I get that off, so at least it means I can start clicking Psychic because that means I start 2 KOing it, or at least close. Scalds and that future sight is gonna hurt now because it's in terrain. Ooh.
Hmm.
But this lets me click Psychic, which I needed to do. It only did 31, meaning he was Assault Fist on this as well.
Yeah.
This man was at least double Assault Fist. And look at this! Freaking in +1 defense only did 44. I was like, wow. I was
Yep.
hoping he would try to SD or something or try to sub on me. Um,
Mm-mm.
Something to let me
Yeah,
like,
he's probably going to that defense
yeah,
boost.
because like I was Fizz Def Clefable, but that doesn't switch into
Oh
this
yeah, I
thing.
was gonna ask why you brought the Vileplume in there. Like, were you just seeing what you had on it?
Whoops. Whoops.
Whoops.
I meant to pause.
Yeah, because like I don't
Uh,
know if Vileplume
so
outruns it. That's the thing.
because it wasn't a guaranteed roll that Lele kills with Psychic.
Mhm.
Even if he's no HP or Spit F, which I think he was some HP investment. So I had to let him take a hit of Life Orb.
Okay.
So that's basically
Gotcha.
all that was. Yeah, it was
It was just.
no. I could have maybe tried to go Blaziken, but I didn't want him to click Earthquake. Uh,
Mhm.
so I didn't want to risk Blaziken. Psychic, and then it's to a KO here finally. But he doesn't let me let it die because, of course, he's not uh, smart man. If he had let it die, it could have given me a better chance. Uh,
Unfortunate.
and look at that. That only did 45. Fuck Slowkings. And right here,
Yeah.
yeah. And at this point, I actually just let this die because like something dies if I switch it out anyway. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I maybe could have kept it just because it would have given me a slightly better chance, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Resets terrain. Um, at best, my hope here is to sack Blaziken.
Yeah. What
Uh,
was that Lele holding?
Specs, or it was Scarf.
Respect.
It was
Okay.
Scarf.
I'm
No, no,
sorry.
it was Scarf. If I was
Okay.
Specs, maybe. Well, no, if I was Specs, I wouldn't be able to outspeed the like Dragapult. And you can see like Psychic only did 71. So if I had stayed in that one turn, Lele would have died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And right here, Scarf Blaziken doesn't really have a hope because Suicune is really hard to break.
Yep.
Yep. That one was unfortunate. But going into game
Yeah,
two,
I could tell that matchup was not
yeah.
easy for you.
Going into game two, I was not. This time I was set up. I had two like setup mons on my team: the Deblade and the Xurkitree. And then I think I had Reflect on. I think I was screens on Clefable, if I recall. And
Yeah.
I was also Scarf Lele. I actually went back and looked. Apparently I did not have nature on my Lele. That was unfortunate.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it actually was not hitting as hard as it could have in some cases. But yeah, if I was Scarf Circuitry, it would have been much better in this game. Instead, I was set up. So I reveal he's Infiltrator. No surprise. And this kind of had me on tilt
Oh man.
because toxicking this would have been nice because all the times that he was switching in game one, I'm thinking, okay, if I
Mhm.
toxic this, um, it makes it easier to
Not to
switch in
mention,
later.
if you got toxic on it, you would be able to recover Stalin with Wood Hammer. Although I'm
I,
not sure what it's doing to it, just
well,
Wood
I
Hammer.
I wouldn't. I would have just gone hard to blade, and that makes him have to make
Okay.
that decision of
Holy
is
shit.
he. Yeah, it does a lot. You can see it does a lot. So that's why like I could have gone to blade and it would have taken 30 to 40. I think is what it would have been. I was fist
I
F,
guess
I think,
Larry.
or no, I was max attack. So like it would have done I think less than Darkest Larry or maybe around the same. But still, that would have given me kept my Porygon 2 a bit healthier.
Yeah. Just take these hits.
And so he is sub to start it off,
Yeah, annoying.
and then he's Whirlpool.
Oh boy.
And let's see, does he
I think he
reveal the?
brought this to
He's Aqua
yeah.
Ring. Remember that. And let's see, does he show the final move right here? Yeah, he's Protect. So he's Sub Protect, Whirlpool Aqua Ring. He is mega ass annoying. He is stall mode. And I'm just gonna speed this one up right now. He is mega stall
Yeah.
mode, and so I'll just explain what my play was. I was thinking, all right, screw it. I'll just sack Porygon 2. I'll make sure he doesn't have a sub. I'll sack Porygon 2 and get in Xurkitree, and then I can sub with Xurkitree. Not exactly the best plan because he still has the Lucha plus Bulu in, but my thinking was already kind of like on tilt, so I was just like,
Yeah, because there's no breaking this shit.
yeah. So what I should have done at some point was uh try to like switch into Xurkitree or something. Like if I was Scarf Xurkitree, I could have just switched into Xurkitree, Volt switched out, and just like kind of kept like some stuff going. Like
Mm,
if I was Magikarp Clef, it beat this 1v1 100%. Or at least it kind of like spent some time just stalling it.
yeah.
Yeah. So this was kind of just annoying to watch. Cause look how many fucking churns of this is in here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's been in here since churn. 4. It's turn 5. It's been in there since turn 5, just stalling me, and it is freaking pressure. So Calm Mind, and he's actually specs Frostmoth. So like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
killed. I don't think I killed with Thunderbolt. Oh, actually, I checked. I think I maybe killed with Thunderbolt, but unfortunately, right, he gets up the terrain, and
Yeah, I know
he's
what
just
that
able to.
means.
If he didn't have Lucha, it was pretty much game.
Hmm.
But he has Lucha, and
So
then
I'm so surprised it lived that.
yeah, and look at this. I checked. This was Spadef, and it only took 40 from Jolly Close Combat. Or that. Like wow. And I probably could have just kept my Lele in and wasted time, but I didn't really want to waste time. I was also on tilt that I was just like, it would have also given if he because he teleported, so it would have really mattered much. He
Oh
froze me,
my
but I thought
god.
yeah, but I thought immediately, so it didn't really matter. By the way, this was a Black Clover named theme team,
Hmm.
and yeah, we'll get to why I think that's more appropriate in a second. Appropriate than sad. It's so annoying because if this thing is faster than something, Protect plus Aqua Ring means that it actually gets to full. Or like it loses like only a little bit of HP, like not even a percent from sub. So Asta, the Blade, right? The main protagonist going for it. And we learned something here. Apparently sub breaks the whirlpool.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. So I was Ironhead Shadow Sneak. I was Ironhead for whatever reason. I could have been
Yeah.
Shadow. I should have been Shadow Claw. Because if I was Shadow Claw, I
Mhm.
just won right here. Because
Yeah.
I get to like plus. I when I break the sub, right, I go for Shadow Claw again. Shadow Claw and the Shadow Sneak kills this.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
So what was the Iron Head for?
uh, my stupid ass was like, maybe he'll try to like sucker punch me with what's it called?
Dragon
Uh,
Ball.
no, not Dragon Ball, the Absol, and then
Hmm.
I would
Oh, gotcha.
so I could sub on it, Ironhead to kill it on like his sub or something. Yeah, it was not the most thought out thing. Like if I was literally if I was Shadow Claw over Ironhead, if I was Rest over Substitute, I won. There
Mhm.
were a lot of what ifs. If I was Magic Guard over Unaware, this alone could have like won me because he was already down to like 8 whirlpools. So I could have like stalled a lot of
Stalled
time.
out. Yeah.
But yes,
Mhm.
unfortunately, Fuego Leon was not able to bring it back. Would have been great if I got a crit, a mega ass crit, and killed it, and just been like, I got a chance. I just need to be able to Oko Cosmo him with 2 close combats. That's possible.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Doesn't begin to describe these
Describe.
series of
Yeah.
events. But yeah,
Yeah.
Camel won 2-0. Good game to him. With his
Mm.
annoying ass Suicune. That
Yeah.
motherfucker.
I don't think I've ever seen that kind of set before. It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't think anyone has. I'll be honest. But here we go, Nick and Quacks, and he was actually like we were building for him, and we realized it was a really hard matchup for him. Um, because there was only about 7 mons he could have chosen to use to pick between. Because like he had a number of mons, like okay, he's not using red. He shouldn't use Regirock because obviously, there was like uh I forget what his other 2 mons. It was like Regigigas, Registeel. Like he could have used Registeel maybe, and then it was like one other, and it was like yeah. So there was like limited choices. Meanwhile, you look at Quack's team, and it's like full rain. It's like oh he can pick
Mm.
and choose what he wants to bring, and it was
Isn't this the
certainly
week where he got Quagsire? Like I could have sworn he swapped that out recently.
he did. He swapped out Claydol for Quagsire, which I'm like
Mm-hmm.
all right, Quagsire kind of helps with uh, like it basically means
Zapdos.
Jolteon
Yeah,
can't kill
Jolteon.
it.
Yeah.
Zapdos doesn't like like Spec Zapdos would 2-hit KO it, but like
Mm.
maybe not. But even then, it's like he doesn't really like break through because look, he
Did he
goes for
miss
like
that
Jolteon.
whirlpool?
Yeah, mind you though, he went
Wow.
for Rapid Spin though, so that's funny.
Hmm. If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, Rabbit Spin actually breaks stuff like whirlpool.
I don't remember actually. It might, but I'm not certain because I know it does for like Leech Seed and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
this was scary. He had whirlwind, so it was just like wow.
yeah, he was Roar. So if he was like offensive Zapdos, like all right,
It
he
would have
might have
been
just won there with Reuniclus, but he was not. It's funny though seeing. It's almost ironic seeing the Amoonguss asleep, to be honest. And I think when we were building, I forget what he was on this Reuniclus. I think it was like Psychic plus
I'm so shocked I got this
Seismic
like the
Toss.
+3.
I'm not surprised, honestly, because I think he was.
This was especially defensive
I
Zapdos,
no,
probably.
yeah, but I think he was Fizz Def on his Reuniclus, so that way he could like beat the Buzzwole.
Okay, I gotcha. Sense.
And like
So it
the
wasn't.
Zapdos got like high, and but he's roaring them out right. If he's able to kill like the Jolteon, all right, he has a chance to like do a lot with Regieleki plus this.
Strong.
But yeah, he goes for Perish Strong, and I'm like, oh shit. He should click Psychic there, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't just go for the attack. Like, probably, I
Yeah,
don't know.
like going for the Psychic, because he couldn't have trapped him if he
Hmm.
killed it. So yeah, definitely unfortunate turn that was because yeah, he still had enough time killing whatever came. Even if he went freaking Ferrothorn, it's like whatever. But he kills the
Oh, wait,
Buzzwole.
why do you go? Why do you go Buzzwole?
Not sure. Honestly, don't
Yeah,
know.
there's a lot of weird
Uh,
plays in this game.
also, he's not trying to force in the Jolteon, which felt weird. Hurricane miss, and then Toxic lands. Woo! This is a long ass game one. Oh wait, I think I remember. This
Yeah,
game one was like mega long, wasn't it?
yeah. I remember specifically them
Oh
complaining
my
about it.
gosh. I just remembered that. I'm setting this thing to hyperfast, and if we start seeing like stall happen, I'm gonna start like saying screw it and just next turn, next turn, next turn. Because this was a long game, I
Yeah,
remember. Like
these teams had a lot of defensive
I
options.
I didn't get to watch this game when it happened. So like also
Oh no,
I
like I watched
swear
it, but then after it got stalled, I just left.
yeah, and I think so. And then of course, I think Quack kept like setting his games to like where others couldn't see them, unless
Oh,
which was weird. Like, look at right here. It says this replay is private
God.
because he's for whatever reason had it set that way. So it's like he has to keep uploading, and I'm like, for you, okay. I won't spoil who's in the finals, but for whoever's in the finals, make sure you have it set to where your replays are not private, so people can go back and look at them.
Yeah. I distinctly remember getting accused by that. I was just like, it ain't me.
I didn't know if it was. I think Quack was like, "Oh, it's not me." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Quack.
Yeah.
It's someone." I'm just gonna start skipping through some of these because nothing's
Yeah,
happening.
because they're getting nowhere.
Yeah, like, ooh, Red Eyes finally died. Now, notably, he does have like this toxic, although it's not showing on the top. I don't know why.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
Oh my God. This is
fun,
bad.
dude. This is a rain team, by the way, and there's a
Yeah.
hundred and almost 60 turns in. They're over 168. I forget how many they got to. Do they get to 200? No. Okay, because
Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna finally do it.
177. This was rain.
Hmm? He just had a lot of
Jeez.
answers to the
Uh,
uh,
I
rain
need to go.
offense.
Yeah, I need to go step away for the restroom for a few minutes. You mind if you just commentate over this one for me?
Okay.
Let me just mute
All right.
myself real quick.
All right. So who do we have here? We got.
Oh, I see Quack's
I
in here
can't.
too.
All right. So yeah, I think this game goes by a lot more. So full switch. I'm breaking that shit. Steel. I believe this is the bulk up set. Oh, stealth rock. That's interesting. I'm not sure. I don't think I can take power whip. Yes, that's what still. Layers. Yeah, this is where he's first. Yeah, this is a body press, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep boosting up. I believe Darthur wins this because of the iron barbs. Yeah, didn't have enough boost to make it count. Just sacks it here. That was, I don't want to take that body press. Slow bro obviously has something. Yep, it's really hard to break that Ferrothorn 4. Ferrothorn probably did. Yeah. Got the Whirlpool. Oh. Yeah, it's really interesting that they both just opted out to do boosting sets for their Registeel and Ferrothorn. Yeah, this poor Mingus can't break Holy Toad in time for the kill, so. Yeah. The thing is like, when you see that Turf song, it's really important to switch out, but like, you never really know what they're gonna do, so. Forgive me, guys, I don't usually commentate. Yeah, he had a lot of trapping options for this, so. I just didn't realize just how powerful, I mean, just how bulky Darthur could be. Fake Chairs is interesting too. Even with all that, so Energy Ball's still not doing enough. Yeah. Interesting that you got store power there though. Instead of Energy Ball again. I was 10, yeah. Guthrie I just ready to do a lot of damage to it though. Yeah. Rich lucky he wasn't gonna take that. I think this Zapdos is definitely specs. Way too much damage. Just has nothing for it. And this is the Hurricane now. The damage has already been done. This just hit so hard. There's no point going for anything else other than the cover, so just freaking kills it. It's crazy. Yep. Zapdos going crazy. Yep. What can I say about this? Yeah. Once Registeel dropped that body press, it was like he lost all of his defensive utility against Hurricane. Although I'm not sure how well Registeel was EV'd into that, because especially defensive, it probably won't take the Hurricane better. But that's the thing. You just gotta know when to back out of the that war. But yeah, I would have definitely switched out the Slowbro sooner. It is what it is, you know. Sometimes when you're under the most pressure, you just kind of slip up. But it was a good game. It was a good game for these guys. Let's just wait for Majin to get back.
I'm back.
Oh, good, just in time. Yeah.
Game's over already?
The thing, yeah, the thing is like he lost his Registeel really early in the game, and that Registeel was very obviously especially defensive for the Hurricane. There's nothing else
Oh
took the
yeah.
Hurricanes. Oh,
Oh, funny enough about the Gotharita, when we were talking, we
mhm.
looked at it and we're like, oh, game one, if it traps like the Quagsire or something, if he's just like Calm Mind Rest, Energy Ball Psychic, he just wins. Like if you looked at it
Yeah.
game one, like
Mhm.
his team could not have broken that. So we
Yeah.
were like,
That's, I mean,
you can't have certain things be trapped, and he just luckily did not bring the Gotharita game one.
yeah. The thing is that Galtharita, despite losing to the earlier place, almost killed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy just how well that thing can function.
Oh, he was stored power in game two. Ooh. If he was stored power game one,
Mhm.
he might have just won when he attacked the Zapdos.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, so that put Quack into the semifinals,
Yeah.
and here we go, Knight and Shaman.
Yeah. The thing is about this is like nothing on his team could really take Dracozold's assault outside of Tetsurina. So the thing,
Um,
like
the
the
Landers,
thing
I
is about
guess.
Landorus is that Landorus does not like Draco Meteor at all,
No,
and
because you
so
can
he
definitely
was,
run that.
mhm.
Yeah, so
Like
he
it
has to
was
make
taking half health.
predictions.
Yeah, but like his team really did not like Sand. So
Yeah, Sand alone is pretty annoying. Get a Brox, but you don't really seem to like mind too much about
no,
being
I don't
burned.
really care about that. It's
Like
just
it
like
kind of hurts, and like it was obvious
yeah,
you were gonna be Roar or Whirlwind, so it's like if you weren't, he could have gone like Haxorus, but it was pretty obvious you were gonna be.
yeah, and I mean, I don't know. For honestly, I should have just stayed in the Avalok. Like, it wouldn't have mattered if I got burned. I was still taking it. But
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Well, no, I think it's fine because the Avalug, right, it can still do damage to the Landorus, the
Mm.
Haxorus, right? It means the Haxorus doesn't beat you 1v1. So I
Yeah,
think it's fine to keep that healthy at the moment.
yeah. Like, I mean, Hippowdon was already like
And
just
right
beat
there,
him.
he just has fun. And I think that was banded because, like,
Yes, it was. It had to have been banned. I was just like, nope. I'm
yeah,
just gonna come in because is not Scarf, so like it just dies.
goes for Iron Defense, and then you pull out the Flyer Blast, but it only does 36 from Life Orb. Like,
Yeah. So the
wow.
thing is, I had lost my special attack from the Jack Meteor, so I was like,
That's
fuck.
right. Sleep
And
Powder comes
the thing
out.
is, I should have gone right back to my drug result, to be honest, because like
Yeah,
Salamence is not breaking this thing.
I mean, you did 41, but that
Yeah,
burn certainly helps because that means this is like a roll, but you don't get the
hmm
roll, and but that also doesn't kill. So it's
yeah,
like really close to the point where like all right, a roll matters. So if you had stayed in, like you probably just lost that and gave this thing like 60 total percent.
yeah,
Goes for the Iron Head, like all right.
yeah.
You know
Just trying to go for some
he
flinches,
he
but
he
I got a
beat
crit instead.
yeah he beats you 1v1 there because you're only doing like 43 and he's recovering like enough.
Yeah, I just wanted a flinch, so like I mean I'd be able to kill him with a flinch, but I got a
Yeah,
crit, so
it's
fuck.
unfortunate for him because that actually might have cost him the game there.
Because he
Uh,
needed that Klefki to take some of my attacks,
keep
but
note of
now
that
it seems right.
for all the viewers. Keep note of that flinch, by the way, or the pair that crit, by the way. We'll come back later.
Yeah,
Talk
and
about
this
that
this
later.
Durant was banded because like
Were you
even if he
banded?
intimidated me,
Were you banded?
yeah,
Hustle?
yes, and I was just like, even if he intimidates, his team's still taking shit tons of damage. So
Yeah. Oh, by the way, remember, Camel is in listening, so make sure you don't be talking about your team. Spoilers.
nah, I've been running band on my a lot.
Sludge Wave, like, oof. Honestly, Power Gem there was fine, I think. Because, like, it was, I'm pretty sure it was obviously you were gonna switch, so, like, Power Gem just got a kill.
Yeah, the thing is like most of this game was just like playing duck and goose between the Durin and the Nilligo.
Yeah. Also, how much the Blossom was at. Power Gem might have just been a 2-hit KO anyway, so he would have just had to
I was
dodge a
really
Sleep Powder.
happy that the poison killed me right there because that got me a free switch in.
Yeah. And Stomping Tantrum did not miss. If it
Yeah, I didn't
missed,
get a single miss that
yeah,
round.
if
It
it
was nuts.
if it missed, Power Gem might have just swept.
Yes.
So, little bit of hacks on your part, I guess. You went for 7 total Iron Heads, 2 total Stomping Tantrums, and you said you were Hustle,
Yes.
and you did not miss. Wow.
The
At
thing
least
is,
one
though, is
miss.
like with the stalling set with Klefki, you have to take into consideration that
There's a
your stalls may be broken by
chance.
crits.
There's a
Yeah.
chance, yeah. It was just it was like 2 Iron Heads in. It was a crit, like ooh.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Then here we go, game 2. Liquidation. Like I'm pretty sure that is offensive or Equinid, right?
Yeah, I was honestly just using liquidation to see what the what it was.
Yeah. Also, there's notably no good switch into offensive liquidation on his team. Like
No.
at best, it's like taking 40-ish, I imagine, 35,
Oh,
40
by the
from
way,
Haxorus.
I ran the calc at full health. I took a meteor beam.
+1 Meteor Beam.
I took yeah, I took a power her meteor beam. It was nuts.
Jeez,
I'm
that.
not yeah,
Are you sure?
because
Well,
it was max HP, max special defense Arachnid. That's why.
are you sure? Because normal Power Gem did 57.
Yep. Okay, so
Meteor Beam is like 150 base power, isn't it? Or like 140?
but the thing is though, his that Niligo was specs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I see.
So I was like, I'm
Close, I
yep.
guess.
The
Triple
triple
Axle
axle. I was
comes
just
out.
like, no.
Does a good amount.
Yeah, it does. I wasn't expecting triple axle to be honest,
And
but
knockoff barely misses the
doesn't.
kill.
Yep.
If you had flare bits, I definitely think it was better to go for like the guaranteed kill over the knockoff, but I don't know if he packed it.
Yep. This time I was physically defensive. So the
Yeah.
thing is that reveals the ban. It's just crazy
And
how much the thing does.
close combat from this thing still did 30 at -1 because he was banded as hell.
Hmm.
He had triple intimidate shuffle. It's a good thing you did not have like anything to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Were
I
you Lum, by
also
the way?
this was heavy boots, heavy duty boots.
Yeah. The Willow Mist kind of hurts. Not like I don't think it mattered too much, but I could certainly
No,
see
I
him
was
being a bit frustrated. Oh, finally an
yeah,
Iron
I
Head
was
miss.
yes. I was a mixed elements with roast. I was
Oh,
pretty
he packed
bulky, so
Fire Punch.
yeah. Because I was like, I might as well run mix that way I can still do stuff if I get pumped.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit, he going for the game. Strength
Yeah,
sapping. Strength sap is a broken ass move. Because look, that's a
yeah,
2 KO, and then it's just like, oh, it's not actually. You need a
yeah, and
crit.
just strength sap. Now he can't do anything to my Blossom, so
He has Fire Punch, but
literally
like, he should have
doesn't
gone
matter.
for.
Yeah, it doesn't
He should have just gone for Fire Punch and tried to crit.
matter.
Webs up certainly hurt. It appears he did not have
He first impression me,
ref.
I was like, oh, I
You're
did
like
not think he was gonna go.
baton pass.
'Cause-
Like you passed the
Yep,
-1 attack.
yep.
Like that's
I did
funny.
not think, yeah,
Because we made it
but
dry pass, but like we didn't actually say anything
kind of
about
flinching.
losing. Yeah, a flinch. Take note of that also. So you got a crit. He's gotten a flinch. I believe you actually got a. Did you get a crit this game? No, you got the Willow Miss, but I don't
No,
think you got anything else.
yeah, yeah. And he just. So wait, if he's not intimidated, what's him on top running then?
Oh, he must have been. No, he was intimidate.
Wait, what was? Oh, my Durant's just going crazy regardless.
I I think he could have been. He could have now if he wasn't intimidate. He could have been. I think technician. Which would have helped against like the Blossom and stuff.
Yeah,
Uh, This one a lot closer game. Um,
Mhm.
a little difference maybe could have made a big difference. Well, actually, I'd say the other one was a bit like this one technically had the closer outcome, but like the actual way it played out, the other one was just like one move difference and it's game kind of thing. This one was just like
The thing about this
midway
though is
through
like
it.
he was really expecting to kill me my Raconid with that Niligo. And that's
Yeah,
insane. If I was not max HP, max special defense, it would just ran through me, and he probably would have gotten a couple kills off it. So,
yeah. So with that win, it basically meant that if Shadow beats Rick, then Shadow played you. Uh, but if Rick wins, then you would play Quack. And without revealing what happens, we'll watch this one. And so me and Nick were actually talking with Shadow, and we were saying, all right, Ice doesn't make like Hail Team doesn't make sense game one. He's gonna prep for it, which he did with Licky Licky and among other things. But what really does good is like Scarf Kirim. We were saying body press, iron defense, rocky helmet, scar armory, which would be good for things like the Lycanroc. Scarf Crook
yeah.
with Moxie, you know, AV Slowking perhaps with some defense to be able to live some stuff. Extra belt Torn and maybe like Scarf Salazzle. So he brings the 6 months, but he actually doesn't make the sets what we recommend. Which, for the most part, he doesn't. Which, like this was leftovers. I'm like, all right. Like helmet would have been nice because it basically means that if he's sash on like rock, you guarantee break a sash or whatever. This getting burned, like he went for like superpower turn one, um,
That
because
Thunderbolt did so much damage. Crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I honestly think he should have gotten out of there sooner because taking that much damage this early game is really not good.
yeah, and right here Shadow plays this very weird. You'll see, like it's either this
I mean, he goes for the
situation.
skull, like,
Yeah, and he went for like future sight and stuff. So he goes to Skarmory, all right, which was fine because the Rabami didn't really actually have a way of killing the Scarm.
mhm.
Um, yeah, so that one was like
I
weird
mean,
to say the least. Shadow
yeah, it's just
plays
weird he
again.
didn't go straight to Starmie.
Yeah, Shadow plays his stall mons or his setup mons super weird in this. I didn't quite get it. So like as it shows, so he shows off that he's not AV by the way. So he goes Crook. All
Mhm.
right. It with Scarf Crook. This basically meant that if he was, not at or not like timid Latios, if he was like modest, then it was possible for Crook to outspeed. If he was like not max speed, timid or like I think even max speed modest might have been able to outspeed. I'm not certain, but
Mhm.
yeah, this getting burned hurt. But then he sacks it, which I'm like, that's weird
Yeah, I don't quite understand that either.
because he had a torn that was almost dead, and he was if I don't remember if he was boots or not, but either way he could have just sacked the torn because he didn't really bring it.
Yeah.
It was burned. It didn't really do much to what was left. I'm like, the crook can still do something. Like it can get damage off on this, and if this thing is chipped, then knockoff can maybe kill it. Um, yeah. So he
Yeah,
finally
yeah, that's
defogs.
when he was taking damage. So much damage early on really hurt him in this game.
The burn hurt. All that. Like, look at this. This thing being burned really does nothing. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he goes this, which I'm like, what is he doing? He goes for future sight. This is at
There's
plus
nothing you can
three.
do to this audience.
Yeah. I'm like, what? What? So he switches out to Salazzle, then he toxes it, and then he lets it die. I'm like, why didn't he just do that in the first place?
Yeah, like he. Oh my
I
goodness.
didn't I didn't get what he did because it wasn't a misclick. I don't think he misclicked. Otherwise, he would have just teleported out straight away. And then of course he stalls it a little bit. Um, slacks off like might as well. He was also not Scarf Kirim, something that I told him to bring. Then he goes for Heal Bell, like oof, because that means that the thing can come back out. Not Scarf
Yeah,
Kirim, basically me like he's sub Kirim. I'm like, what is he doing? Then he's going for Earth Power. I'm like, what are you doing? Click Ice Beam. I don't know if he packed Ice Beam or not, like what he
I
did.
think he's trying to get his defense drop.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Like if he even if he's predicting Lycanroc, Ice Beam still does a ton or kills.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't get why he was going for Earth Power that whole time. And then it dies.
Yep.
And then this just loses 1v1.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Yeah.
weird plays from him. Like this is like he did a lot of things I don't expect him to do. Like this doesn't seem like him.
Yeah.
He might have been out of touch, like out of
Like
his game that day.
yeah. Like he brought the 6 mons that me and Nick told him to bring, but he did not bring the sets that we told him to bring. And it was like I said, Scarf Kyurem would have been really good here because the only switch is Licky Licky, and like Licky Licky, you can switch into like Crocodile or Skarmory Body Press or something. And of course, him just raw superpowering with the Tornadus immediately was just like, not
Yeah, those were really
agreeing
good.
with it. Bit early, like I think you could have U-turned because either U-turn or switched into Crook or something. But yeah, that hurt him game one, and here we go, game two, and this is a weird
So
game. I'll tell
score.
you what. This is a very weird game. I'll tell you now.
He gets Parahax 3
Yeah,
times. Oh my
he no,
goodness.
he gets parahaxed for the first 5 turns. Like
Ridiculous.
it wasn't. Yeah, like he Hurricane turn 2, and then he got parried like 3 straight turns. So he got 4 out of the first 5, and then like 5 of the first 6. It was like sad or something like that. Yeah, the Fire Fang burn. Like you're just like I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh come on. Uh,
Mm-hmm. A lot of misfortune.
yeah. He probably just could have kept setting up. Maybe. Uh, could have like SD'd a third time. That would have been insane if he SD'd
I'm kind
a
of.
second time. So right
I don't know
here,
why he raced there.
yeah. So right here, I was like, all right, if he's Crunch, this just wins because he has nothing to switch it, and he does not. He did not pack Crunch, so I'm like, oh, okay. So that actually makes it harder for the Lycanroc to win right there because he can't KO the Slowking. So this is in. It's like, oh, this threatens that out. Knock off just like nothing, but he had I knocked off already. I think.
That's what the hell. Yeah.
Torn. Only 51. Sad.
Yeah, he just cannot kill that Licky Licky.
Yeah. So he gets the spin. No burn. No burn. No burn. Uh, so Rabami dies to triple axle. Hail's gone. Uh, T-bolt off. Live easy. Trick room up. And this is where shit gets weird.
Okay.
Because he swaps out to Licky Licky instead of clicking like Earth Power. And then he goes for Meteor Beam.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the? Because if he clicks Meteor Beam and he stays in, right? I don't think he can kill. I don't know
Yeah.
if he can kill the Licky Licky. Well, he probably can kill the Licky Licky, but like, I don't know. It was so like, what the hell to me? And like, this thing lives Accelerock. Like, I'm just like rewatching this. Like, what?
Wow. Yeah.
I'm rewatching this. Like, what in the fuck? And then he saves it, of course, because you should, because it's your Hail Sitter. It outspeeds this, and he can just swap out into it. Actually, wait, why did he go Crook? He could have just gone back and set out the Hail, and made it faster. I guess I don't know. Doesn't really
It
matter.
was that.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter at
Yeah.
this point. Crits doesn't really make a
Crit.
difference. It just means that the Hail guarantees the win right here. Yeah, so his
Yeah.
whack ass like Power Herb Trick Room, like, and again, if Nidoking just stayed in, it killed it. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
him switching was just like, oh, the luckiest. Because if he just leaves, if he's just like, screw it, I'll just sack this so he can't do anything, then like Shadow probably loses. It was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first set of the playoffs to force a game 3.
Yeah. The thing
Wild.
is like this was a weather war,
Oh wait, why?
and like
Why is this? Oh, whoops. I forgot to pull that game up. Let me go find it. I forgot that it was a game best that he forced a game three. I only showed up two
Yeah,
games. Whoopsie. Let me go
yeah.
find it real
Because I
quick.
was thinking to myself, didn't he lose his first?
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot he won a game. I think this is it.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, because the Metagross is here. He did not bring the Metagross either the last two games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this was game three. Deep Fogs
So,
finally. It feels like he was just leaving hazards up for so long between those first two games. Lives the Accelerock like whoa.
yeah.
Uh, Probably because he wasn't Life Orb. I'm not sure. CC up, but Skarmory's not really able to do much because of that Moltres. If that Moltres did not have Flame Body, I'm like, oh, that's a free Brave Bird or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Out comes the Skarm. This is another thing where like Helmet would have been kind of nice. Get
Yeah, I
that
was
little
thinking
bit
to
of extra
myself,
chips.
how much stronger would have been perfect for this.
Yep. Freest of U-turns from the Moltres. Like he has pretty much no reason not to U-turn every time that he has like Skarm out. Because like Fire Move doesn't really do him a whole lot with that Slowking sitting there. So if anything, Shadow could have just been saying fuck it and taking that chance of staying in and like
Yeah,
body
they're just trying to
pressing.
break each other's cores at this point, but they're just not really making any
And this
progress.
time he
And oh,
packs
and
the
gets a crit.
crunch. This time he packs the crunch. And so Shadow was mad. I went back and checked, and the crit mattered
Yeah,
because
it did.
there was a chance that it did not kill.
Mm-hmm.
He was adamant, like in Rock. It was a roll. It was a roll, like, I forget the exact favor, but there was a chance that that crunch did not kill because of uh, uh like Rick says it didn't. I went back and checked. It actually did because there was a chance he lives.
Was it in
So
his favor?
I don't remember because I don't remember their defensive spreads.
Gotcha. Yeah, that crit
Be-
was unfortunate though. Losing
yeah,
Slowbro this early sucks.
it was
Slowking.
like
Yeah.
it was like slightly favored one way or another, but the fact that it was a decent roll in general was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, but Licky Licky's just like not.
Yeah, pulls out the CC. And so interesting actually. So like he went for CC, right? Kills, got some Moxie boost. They went to Rock and Like and Rock. I'm like, wait, why did he? Why like was he not Scarf? I'm thinking I think he was Banded Crook in this game
No,
because
no,
if
he
you
knock off and then he went for close combat, so he couldn't have been Scarf or Bandit.
I wasn't paying
Like,
attention to
see,
the
he was
knockoff.
playing it off that he wasn't, that he was Scarf, but then he revealed he wasn't.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Because if he was Scarf right there, it's like after the CC, I'm like, why is he switching against the Lycanroc? But
Yeah,
it makes
no,
sense.
like Scarf.
Yeah, this game was
Okay.
relatively close actually, for the most part at least. Torn comes out, gets up a tailwind. Kind of makes me think back to his game against Bob when I was like, yep, tailwind into Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
Metagross gets a kill. Crook comes out. That's still this 43, very nice. And he's
Yeah,
faster.
so
I'm like, why is he faster?
it's Tailwind. Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm like,
So,
why the fuck is he faster?
and Tailwind Petter's out at the wrong time. It's unfortunate. Because if he killed that like rocket, probably would have been GG.
Yeah, that reminds me. Like back in my week 9 game, I actually just
Forest
barely,
Spear. Yeah.
fucking barely lives. But on the Switch, like he predicted the Switch. Like if he had brought that out cleanly, he kills it. And then he revealed to be Scarf
Yep.
because Scarf outsped Slant Slash, and it's just like,
Yep.
oh,
Yeah.
uh,
Forest Spear was definitely the move for this team. His team did
yeah.
not
It
like.
basically just swept through because nothing can like if he'd say sacked like Skarmory and went out into the Aurorus, it would have forced us out, but I don't think it would have made a difference in the outcome. Because the Skarmory can't break this. Brave Bird does not kill. Even if it killed,
Mm-mm.
it's like he's got a Moltres and two other mons. Uh, yeah,
Yep. Yeah,
honestly,
he was not.
it was a decently close game. I was gonna say something. Funny enough, back in my week 9 game, I didn't get to show it off, but my Rhydon was I made it outspeed like no speed Pelipper just so I could be like rock slide on the Pelipper. Like what? uh, yeah. Unfortunate for Shadow. That's how the defending champion goes down. But this means that
It's a bit of
we're guaranteed to have a new champion.
yeah.
Yep.
Interesting love. He did beat me earlier on in the season.
And then here we go. Yeah, so we'll go Quack, you and Quack. Yeah, leads Zero Aura against the Gotharita. He fakes out.
And I was just like, I did not know what this Garther was gonna do to me, so I was just like,
Foul
this
play, like ooh.
yeah, I was just like, what?
Yeah,
So yeah,
foul
I'm
play
like,
makes
no.
sense. Only does 10 to Blast. I'm like, wow.
So I'm just like, I just used this opportunity to do something. And I missed the leech seed. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
That was what. And I had nothing to
But
come in the
here's the thing.
hurricane.
Here's the
So
thing. You missed the Leech Seed, but he missed the Hurricane. So
he missed it
even
twice.
even if you landed the Leech Seed, if you landed the Leech Seed the first time, it's just like, well, yeah. If he lands that Hurricane, then he kills it, and like we're in a far different scenario than we are right now because he goes for Hurricane again on your switch into
Yeah,
Zeraora, and I believe this was Spec Zapdos, by the way.
yeah, he ended up being specs. I was thinking to myself, my zero was a
So
little bit bulky.
this would have died, and
Yes, it would have.
we'll see why those two misses made a big difference because when he does land it, you barely live on one. So the Hurricane miss on the Leech Seed mattered because
Yep.
if he kills it, Zero Aura doesn't get that chip, that extra HP, especially when it switches in. Uh,
Mhm.
Meaning he only needs to land like one. Yeah, so it definitely made a big deal right here because it kept your Zero Aura alive far longer than it should have.
And not to mention, I wanted my boss to die on the leech seed. That way, I can bring my zero in and get some leech seed health. But
Yeah,
you know,
get up the webs. Webs are so good, especially because people aren't always predicting it. Hurricane, and what is your switch into this Hurricane? By the way, Dracozolt. This thing was a 2-hit KO. This thing was 2-hit
he
KO.
confused me 3 times in a row. By the way.
I mean, to be that doesn't really make as big a deal if you break through. Oh, you didn't break through. Well, still, you should have had 2 dead mons by that point from Hurricane
And
missing.
this is where I was hoping like he was switching it. He
This
did
is
exactly
where
what I
it
wanted.
was sad because this is where I'm just like, fuck this move, fuck substitute.
This
Honestly for a while even I'm like substitute is a move I kind of hate just because like if you're faster than Pokemon you can just always sub and they can't do anything.
see this Toxicroak was max speed, max HP.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And like you can just sub forever on this because like
Yeah,
you don't.
so I was just waiting Hurricane to install PP. Like he was not
Yeah.
gonna break it.
Hey, if he had Volt Switch, it would have been a good time to Volt Switch there because like he could have gone into like something else to break this.
Yep. And the thing is, most of his team was like relied
And
on water
yeah,
offense,
and because you were
and
dry
that's the
skin,
thing.
you were healing up a lot. You were healing up like 18 total percent those turns.
Yeah.
So you
And so
did stall
he didn't
Hurricane
want
a
to get rid of
lot.
he didn't want to get rid of
Yeah,
all his hurricanes.
yeah, he should have swapped out a lot sooner. I'd say. And then he shows off to be physical Kingdra. Like what?
Yeah. So it's fine.
uh,
I was just like, I'm
but
gonna
you're
do this all
faster, so you can sub until you get to the point where Drain Punch definitely kills. But then you sub again. Like I'm like, what the?
because
Going
he's gonna
for
come up with
those,
something right for it.
going for those. Okay, but you're also going for that chance of that happening.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
like,
Orphan.
bro, that's fucked up. That's so annoying when I see that happen. It's happened to
I
me
don't know
before.
why. Yeah, it's just like he gets
If he
poisoned.
had Volt Switch, he should have Volt Switched. And then he goes for Liquidation. I'm like, what is he doing?
He
Because if
gives
he
up
had,
at this point. That's why he did it.
yeah, it was pretty much
He was really
it.
tilted. I was like, dude, you could still have brought it back. Like,
It was really hard to. Um,
mhm.
like he could have in theory, yeah, but it was Like if again, not killing the Zeraora, not killing the Blossom from Hurricane really put him on the back burner, and
Mhm.
especially on the tilt. Because if he kills those, I think it's a lot easier. But like,
Yeah.
because he can play around with rain versus sand easier. But yeah, I mean, he did. Admittedly, he didn't have a great like. If I don't know if he brought like
He didn't have a
psychic
lot of good
fangs.
answers to Todd's Croak.
Yeah, I don't know if he brought psychic fangs on Barraskewda. I don't know what it was on it, but not
Yeah.
being able to break this toxic croak really was really rough. Uh,
Yep.
but yeah, number of misses happened in there. Let's take a look at this game. Game number
So this
2.
time, my Zero Roar was built specially because
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Also,
have to deal with the iron barbs.
yeah.
And I revealed Magic Code.
That was hot. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The power whip
And
miss kind of
no,
annoying
it didn't
because
really matter though because it wasn't gonna
it
do anything to me. But
uh it would have got good damage. I think it would have done over half. I think it was a 2 KO there.
I was just like, what's like? I was just thinking to myself, like,
Got the
yeah, I
poison.
really wanted the poison because now I could just stall.
I'm like, if you don't get that poison right there, then you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Because
So
right
it's
here it
just
lets
like,
you
I'll
actually
stall.
stall this out a lot more. And the Gotharita, like even if the Gotharita kills you, you still stalled this Gotharita a lot. And I think you just can kill it here with Poison Jab. No,
No, it does die though. It's
but it
fine.
does, yeah. If you don't, then you basically get that Gotharita down to like 40 and it kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all right. It's just a trade. So don't have to
Unfortunate
worry
for
about it
Quack.
chopping. Nice
Unfortunate
shot,
Quack.
all my variants.
Yeah. If he was a rest Gotharita, that would have been fire because then he could have stalled out Sand later. I definitely think he could have brought it game 1 as well.
But like, here's the thing though. Like, I was like, he keeps body pressing me. I was like, okay,
Akaberry, but it's dead.
that doesn't matter. Yep.
Hey, here comes the
And
hurricane's
the
coming
Hurricane has
through, and
25% accuracy in sand. So
it does not.
it does not. Oh, I thought it was accuracy was lower than sand.
No. I
Oh
checked. It's
wow.
only lowered in Sun,
Oh
and
wow. So he's just unlucky here.
In Sun, it's only like 50%.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can double check it real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, because I could have sworn that's why he was missing so many there, unless he's really that unlucky.
No, I mean, game 1 he was just unlucky. But as far as I remember, it's just Sun that it's actually lowered. When used during harsh sunlight, accuracy of 50%. So, and then in rain, it bypasses it. Yeah. So it was indeed 70%.
Okay.
Yeah. No, if it was 25%, that would be terrible.
Yeah, and I'm in infestation.
I'm like,
Yep. Because now he can't do anything to it because I got Magic Coat. So it's just like stall it out.
yeah. I mean, if he had Perish Song, he could have Perish Song, but I don't think he did.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
like
Rain is
get the
gone.
Mhm.
And we'll see why this though is interesting right here. He's DD Kingdra, like
Yeah,
what?
I did not expect the Dragon Dance. This is like what?
Neither did I.
So
Right
at this
here,
point, I was like,
I
I want to
definitely
get the
think he maybe could have tried to go one more, but right here, boom, you get up the sand, outrage comes out, gets
yeah.
confused.
Yep.
Out comes Dragon's and he's faster, but he gets confused. He hits himself
Yep.
in confusion, and if he doesn't there, he maybe win. He might win the game. If he breaks through confusion and kills the last 2 mons, then he just wins the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, even right
He
here,
would
I'm
have to
thinking.
cut it up. He would have to. Yeah.
Even right here, though, I'm thinking. All right, if he's banded Barraskewda, Aqua Jet maybe kills because there or is at 27. This is at 11, and Araquanid is at 4. And he was not. He was not banded Aqua Jet, and he fell down to it. And you can see Quack kind of in his hysteria. Admittedly, I felt terrible watching these because I'm like the amount of just the the because some of these were like kind of like not necessarily only in his favor, but it was like all these like chance scenarios going in your favor over his kind of build up the annoyance of it
Yeah.
for him. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
if he doesn't get confused that turn he kills Dracozolt, like all right, he just has to break through like one more time on the Zero Aura and its game.
yep.
But
That's the thing. Like that was a battle of bad odds, and it's a shame. I mean, I felt bad for him because like
yeah,
he built his team really well, and like I feel like if things had gone more his favor, the games would have been closer.
yeah,
If not, if you probably would have been able to win one, you know.
yeah. And that game one, like those game one misses, like I'm not sure how much it would have mattered, like too much because he did have a hard time breaking through, uh, the Toxicroak in game one.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly missing those, I guess maybe adjusted his playstyle.
Demoralizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course, yeah, the tilt factor makes you not always play as top of your game as you would, because that's happened to me where I'm just like I'm making plays that I should not have made, and I pointed that out earlier. But yeah, but this puts you into the finals. Congratulations.
Yep.
Uh, and good season to Quack. He played really well. He only had one loss in the regular season. I don't even remember who it was to. Maybe Rick. No, I think he beat Rick. I think it was Darthur.
Um,
I don't quite
yeah, I
remember,
don't
but
think me or Monkey fought him.
yeah.
So
But yeah, then we move on to Rick and Camel's game.
yeah.
Glint Hawk, and this one was Mold Breaker. Oh wait, this was game two, I think. Whoops. Which one was game one? Uh, I think this one was actually game one.
Now here's the thing. I was thinking to myself,
Oh
why
wait, nope,
why
nope.
why
This one was game one. Haha.
yeah. So here's a question though. Why was he running Moldbreaker for this?
Not sure. I don't even remember look because he doesn't get Earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck if I know why. I'll be honest, I don't know why. I'm trying to think, and I'm just like, yeah, no, nothing like pops out at me as to why.
Yeah.
Unless he
It might
like
be
made a
something that he
mistake. But no,
yeah.
he was Life Orb, so I don't know. Maybe he had a move where it might have mattered for it. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I think it would have been fine to keep Unburden on the chance that he gets knocked off.
Shadow Ball Suicune.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he was Shadow Ball over like Ice Beam or something, but I guess. Ooh, SD Absol coming through, barely misses the
Yeah.
KO, but like doesn't matter too
Yeah.
much. I mean,
Yeah.
kinda.
Absol with Swords Hands is scary.
And right here, he's got to take a solid half, but he's also Rocky Helmet. Like,
Yep.
oh. So he saves it because obviously he doesn't want to take, like, he doesn't want to just die to go in for the move.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yep, Nidoking comes through. That was a crit, by the way. So I think that was AV. I
Yep.
think that was AV.
Definitely. Maybe.
Yeah, and honestly,
The effect's not gonna do anything.
this Suicune becomes more and more difficult to break through as the game goes on. It's not most games, honestly. Suicune is hard to bait out, and yeah, it becomes pretty apparent.
And Latias does not take hits from Absol.
Nope.
Yeah, dead.
But unless it was a Draco Meteor, it was not killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Glinthawk goes down. Claw Strider comes out and kills it. Woo.
Just go
Misses the
Smoking because why not?
misses
He
the
doesn't need it anymore.
Draco, and he goes for Ice Beam. I'm like, what?
Yeah, there was no point. Like he
I
wasn't. He was just
mean, yeah, he couldn't break. yeah, he there was no way the Suicune because let's see. Well, the Suicune would have had to do under half. He would have had to crit with the Earth Power.
Yep.
Absol would have not had to have Sucker Punch, and yeah, then maybe he could have won that. But yeah, it was too much right there. So let's reset that. So yeah, so we see.
See, here's the thing. I don't know why he risked staying in. That's the thing.
I
This
think
early on.
he did not expect Scarf, so he was thinking like easy U turn. Yeah, because I wouldn't have
Yeah.
expected Scarf. Then this takes damage, but like still, basically the whole reason for that Pokemon is just so Camel can get free
Yeah.
switches.
He's got it's just momentum.
And admittedly, when you have a good matchup and these mons are fat as fuck, free switch ins are honestly like pretty annoying. Look at that, not even
Yep.
breaking the fucking sub. This thing
Nope.
swept through Shadow and it's not even breaking its sub.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Suicune is. This is I don't know. Is his Calm Mind protect Scald?
I don't know. I think what he could have done there was if he had a different grass type move, go for that one. Because if he goes for the slower one, breaks the sub, he can go for grassy glide in the terrain.
Yeah, he should have stalled it
I,
out. Yeah.
yeah, so he could have made it to where Camel doesn't get a sub up and possibly be able to force him out. It would have only forced it out, but yeah. But then the Scald Bird comes out, and at that point, he forfeits because he just realizes there's no way for him to break through because at +1 Latios couldn't break the sub. Nidoking ain't breaking the sub without a crit. Her Moltres ain't. Licky Licky ain't doing nothing. So yeah, this was again if he has another like if he has I don't know if he gets Woodhammer, but if he does have it and goes for it, breaks the sub and then can grassy glide after, right? Maybe he gets good damage off or forces a switch. But yeah, without that was definitely a rough one. And yeah, so the finals are going to be you, the number 3 seed, against Camel, the number 7 seed. Which, by the way, Camel in round 2 beat me, the number 1 seed. Then in the semis, he beat Rick, the number 2 seed. So good luck with that theme. Still there, Knight? You still there? Hello? Hello? Oh no, I think he left. I'm gonna try to message him, see if he comes back in. It's got a little treat. Oh no. Well, while he's gone, I'm going to look at the matchups for the finals. Let me see if I can zoom this out. All
After
right.
that, my phone just died.
I was like, what the hell happened? I was talking. I'm like, oh, you're
Yeah.
gone. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was just saying it's gonna be you versus Camel in the finals. And I was saying, so Camel beat me, the 1 seed, then he beat Rick, the 2 seed, and you're the 3 seed. So good luck with that theme.
Yeah.
All right.
The thing is I'd I'd fought Camel before, so I'm gonna have to. He's gonna have to readjust for me again.
I should have brought that one up. I didn't pull that game up. I didn't want to look all the way back. But we do have a little fun matchup here. You actually wanted to play against me, for whatever reason, and so we both built teams in like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah. Put them together right quick.
Yeah, and this was also the same day that you played. This was after you played Quack sometime, and we'll see why why that plays in. I'll explain why I'm like, what the fuck is up with your luck at some point. So Ice Beam, pretty. I forgot. I think Ice Beam might have been the only attack on this, or no, I was Weather Ball also on this because I was like, I'm gonna try to get your Araquanid in the sand with Weather Ball. It'll probably only do like 40, but
Hold up, my the stream's not popping up for me. I'm gonna reload Discord real quick.
okay. I'll pause and wait. Although Camel isn't talking, Camel, how's your day? You can just talk it in the chat.
Let's see if it's working. All right, now it's working.
All right. So yeah. So like I said, I was really hoping that your Araquanid would be in the sand on my Vaporeon because I was like, I didn't put Scald on it. I put Ice Beam and Weather Ball and then like Wish Protect.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you go to Rant, and so you said you weren't Hustle, which makes sense because this only did 43. I was Fizz Def, but I was like, Flinch, cool.
Yeah.
But Shrink Sap was free.
Yeah. The thing is
Healed 43.
because the things I wanted to hit with it, like I couldn't risk missing because Claypool was gonna die to an Iron Head regardless of it. So I
Well,
didn't want
I'm
to
not
miss him.
sure actually. Fizz Def might live. Does it? I don't know. Were you banded?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then yeah, it would have killed. Goes to Durant. And at that point, I'm just like, oh, Strength Sap's free. You crit me. I'm like, Jesus. But I get back to the
Yeah.
full. You Iron Head, and I can Moonblast, safe and sound. Woo.
Yeah.
Iron Head,
This one.
flinch. And then Iron Head, crit. This was the same day you played against freaking Quack, and I'm just like, this man is cheating. This man has been cheating all his games. He is
Bro.
the misses, the crits, the flinches, the confusions, the everything. Like you literally crit, and then two Iron Heads later you flinch, and then the next one after it crit again. I'm like, I beat Vileplume beat this thing 1v1. What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
then
just like,
you crit that one, by the way.
yep.
Yeah. And then you go Hippo, and then you sack Hippo for some reason.
See, I didn't think you were gonna have it. I
You
forgot
didn't.
I had energy ball.
You didn't think I would pack Energy Ball on the Electric type. You know what's funny?
No, I didn't. I forgot I had energy ball.
Oh,
That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Energy Ball broke the sub there too if I had went for it, but you know, Dazzling Gleam too because it just has perfect coverage. Out comes the Horizon. Get up the sexy rocks. Sure, shit ain't staying in on that one. And I think you were faster. I was Specs here. Oh, I was still faster. Sight shot kills.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget why I switched. Oh,
No, it's
I
because
remember. I remember because he even pointed. He's like, "Nice Dragon's ult." I'm like, "Yep, that's a pretty up." Because like I remembered he was at like 50.
Yeah.
Good damage. Good damage.
Mm.
There's two more pieces in there if you want it now.
And then
Thunderbolt.
I still get damage off. I'm like, "Geez."
Yeah, I was like, yo.
And then you protect. I'm like, these motherfuckers running Aqua Ring Protect out here everywhere.
See.
Yep.
You know,
and then
sure I'm gonna
I,
protect again.
yeah, I did make sure this Rhydon outsped this, so I was just like,
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna do this just because he's not gonna expect it.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Pulse comes out, and I'm like, stop it, please stop, stop it.
I
And
think
then I'm
I
just gonna,
flinched you again.
no, yep,
Yep.
It's a good thing I have fucking protect. It's a good fucking thing I had protect, or else it was pretty much game because you were like specs. So
Now,
I'm
was
just
that Laylee not scarfed?
it was specs.
Oh, yeah.
So like I'm just like, oh shit. I'm like, am I about to get hexed again? So I'm just making sure I get up to enough to where like I don't die to do two dark pulses. Cause if you flinched on any of my wishes, then that was pretty much game.
Yep, all my luck ran out, though. I was not getting any more on you.
All of your luck ran out. Fuck. At this point, I'm
Yep.
just like, at this point, I'm like, I should just stall this as much as I can, because you'd have to like crit into flinch or flinch twice. And then I accidentally clicked weather ball. I did not mean to click it. I did
I
not
was
mean to.
like, yo.
Yeah, it's like flinch. No. Yeah, at some point I'm like, I checked. I'm like, oh, ice beam just kills. So at some point around here, right here, I'm just like, fuck it. Ice beam didn't kill, but it was just like, all right, it was ice beam into another.
Yeah, my
Mine
Zork had
right here,
bulk
I'm
in it.
risking a crit or a flinch, but you got to take those
Yep.
risks, I guess. Jesus, Jesus, all that.
Yep.
So with that, I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank briefcase to make it a triple threat match at Basic Battle League Mania 3-4. uh, so dumb. All right, so your match against Camel. So here's Camel's team. Dragapult's annoying. Tapu Bulu is annoying. Mamoswang's annoying. Slowking's annoying. He hasn't brought Archeops. Halucha's annoying. Suicune's annoying. Cosmome's annoying. How do you feel about this annoying S team?
Well, there. Okay, so here's the thing with this matchup. It's like we have the thing for everything for each other, and I was looking at it. Like for example, his Dragapult is threatened by Zoroark. His Tapu Bulu is threatened by Durant. So is his Mamoswine. His Slowking doesn't like Zoroark either. So, but the thing is though, is like you have to take into consideration all the EVs and the spreads you can run. Like
Yeah.
even if, for example, like I ran some sort of Sucker Punch, Choice Bands Zoroark, like he could just run Reflect, Dragapult,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
There's a lot
So
that's gonna be mattering in this matchup. So much that can go down.
how about this? How about you give your opinions? That way I don't have any kind of spoilers on what I'm gonna do.
I shouldn't talk too much about what I think you should or shouldn't bring, but I will say things like the Suicune, like you have things like Zero Aura and Drakazult to like break through it, but like he has stuff like Tapu Bulu, which is a good switch in. Sandaconda, which he picked up for this game, it was his last transaction. You're out of transactions, so that's there to switch into those. So like his team has a lot of switch-ins for his bulk, so it's really gonna make a big difference as to like, just like really your 6 months versus what his 6 months, more than just these 10 matchup. Because like if you bring if he brings like certain like fat mons and you just have that one that he did not prep for, it can make that big ass difference. It's really
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's really hard to say what's gonna happen. Um, shit, what was I gonna say? Like, admittedly, like his switch into like Zoroark is fucking either AV Glaring Slowking and hope he doesn't get too KO'd, or spit off Halucha. He doesn't have like a good one there. Suicune, he has to be AV Suicune, which admittedly is actually a good one because of its fucking bulk.
Yeah, it's just I watch out for Choice Band knockoffs or something crazy.
Yeah, but it's just like your team is like super offense. His team is
More
mostly,
balanced.
yeah, balanced, but he just has so much like defense capability, right? Bulu, Slowking, Glaring Slowking, Suicune, Sandaconda, Cosmo, so much fat is it can be really hard to break through. Honestly, like
Mm-hmm.
you look at the playoff games he had, and so far he won all the playoff sets he's played in, and he wasn't really losing Mons fast. it was a long time before he lost like any Mons. If you look at
Yeah,
it, and
this will
like,
be the most hyper offensive team he's fought in the playoffs.
yeah, like mine was kind of there, but mine was like more balanced, and it was easy for him to switch into my like hyper offense because he had AV on deck, he had Fizz Def on deck for my like slow Suicune was really hard for me to break, so it's definitely a more intense matchup, I'd say.
Yeah.
Will it go to 3 games? Who knows? By the way,
I'd like to have 3 games to be honest for finals. That'd be
yeah.
great.
By the way, okay. So one thing I told Shadow, he didn't really get back to me, but one thing I was considering for change. By the way, I'm sure you saw, but I said that I'm taking next season off.
Yeah.
Yeah, which will be fine because
You still
I'm
gonna pull
still
through
yeah
that?
yeah I'm still gonna like focus on this league. I'm just not gonna be playing.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing I was thinking of for playoffs next season would be changing the format a little bit. So instead of best of 3, we would stay in best of 1, but change it to double elimination. How would that sound to you?
That sounded really cool. It
Yeah.
makes it a
So
lot less depressing to take a loss.
yeah. So
Not only that, like you don't have to worry about like for example, if I
you
was
don't.
ahead of somebody, even though my points were lower.
Yeah. It gives you the chance, and then so the idea would be like in there like a lot of video games, like video game tournaments I see, like they have like, well, I'm pretty sure it's like that in some sports leagues. I think I've read, but like grand finals where like the winner of the winner bracket only needs to win 1 set, while whereas
Yep.
the loser has to win 2 sets, where they reset the bracket. So like something like that would be cool, right? I think
Yeah.
because it doesn't make it a best of 3. It just makes it a you have to win the first game, and then you have to win the second. So 2 games max for finals, essentially,
Yeah.
which I think would be interesting. But we have to wait to see what everyone else thinks. Well, like when that time comes, a lot of people are wondering. Like, there's a lot of people who like are out this season already, or who are interested in playing in the next season, or like, all right, when is everything starting? I'm like, we don't know yet. We want to wait till everyone's like ready. We have to set stuff up. We have to like now. There shouldn't be a change in the decks in any change by the time next season starts. The only change
But
is only difference in mon or like moves I think was Zarude, which
hmm
actually I think it was actually in there this season, just no one drafted it. So actually I
yeah.
don't think there was any difference.
Hmm.
We'll
Here's a
probably
question: What do you have any plans on what you want to do for next draft though? Like in terms of the actual like tiers, that kind of thing.
um
Do you?
wait to see, because if we go like free points, we can make a lot more like mini tiers where like
Mm-hmm.
a mon that is like looks like lower A and higher A don't have to be in the same tier per se, right? We don't have A tier and S. We just have points. That's something that'd be
Mm-hmm.
interesting. It's not exactly as easy to do because you have to keep track of a lot of stuff. The docs are a little bit more like spread out.
Yeah.
And then also you have to figure out how to set up the points is a bit more complex. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. We still have to see how many people we get. Uh, I'm wondering because this season we did like our votes and stuff before we actually got all our players.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Would you like to wait next time?
well, we were like, we were allowing people in, but a lot of people were like wanting us to move forward, so we were kind of put in a pickle because we didn't want to like exclude because we were only at like 10, 11 people at some point when we started like voting, and then we got like 6 people in like as time went on, so it's really hard to be like, oh, this definitely works, to vote now. It was really hard to say
Yeah.
because like if you remember, I was kind of down to have Gigantamax this season, and I was making points
Mm-hmm.
for it. Initially, like no one was on my side. I lobbied, and then I got a deep
I wanted gigantic.
yeah. there was not very many people who were like, yes, Gigantamax, because admittedly, it's not the easiest thing, because we did it in season 2, and it was fun, but there were games where, like, Gigantamax took over more than anything, and
Yeah.
it's not the easiest sell. But I made the case. I was like, well, it's a bit easier for them to switch into stuff, this and that. We can limit stuff more than we did last time, and I got a good amount of people to be doing it. But what I said was, I was like, but I'm not comfortable making this either if a lot of people aren't, right? Because I was trying not to be like, yes, we're doing this, we're doing this. I'm not trying to force people. So yeah, so I was like
You know,
2/3. So I set the limit to 2/3 majority to pass to make it happen, right? Because I didn't want people to be like,
yeah.
well, I don't want to do this if this is happening. And so we only got like just over like half or maybe half. So it was like, nope. Shadow was like, oh, so I'm like, no, we're not letting it happen. Shadow was the one who was against it. I was the one for it, and then I'm like, no, we can't let this happen. Oof.
You know what we could do? I was thinking, um, for the Gigantamaxes, we could have them be the last pick and just get them randomly. So you can't exactly
Uh
build for the Gigantamax.
that would be a big no.
They know.
Big no because
Because the thing is, you could build teams around the specific Gigantamax you want to use.
well, yeah, but that's kind of part of that point. Because if you get a really good one or a really bad one, someone's gonna
Mm.
complain. No matter what, everyone would complain. Definitely do not have you get a random Dynamax Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, I feel like the person who gets the first pick is going to take the best Gigantamax, and
Yeah.
then because I mean it's clear what
Well,
the best one.
but that's where we would limit stuff. But at the same time, we'll have to wait because people might want Dynamax. People might want killer national decks. That's something that's been
Yeah.
thrown around. Then something we were even throwing around was what about doing essentially what they call Ubers, which is underused Ubers. Like you take the lesser used Uber tier Pokemon or the less good ones. Like we just pull up Ubers. I don't really know exactly what's all going on there. I haven't played in a while, but
A
like
lesser good one would be example would be like the Oxus defense.
yeah, you could have like Cinderace, Galarian Darmanitan. Probably not
Mm-hmm.
Dracovish. Probably not Dracovish, but maybe Genesect. Uh, Kieran
Reshiram.
Black. Kieran Black, maybe Landorus with the sheer force. Maybe Magirna. What was the first thing you said?
I said Reshiram or what's his name? The bug steel type. Uh,
Genesect?
what's
I thought you
Genesect,
said a
yeah.
psychic type. Naganadel, Necrozma Dawn Wings is something that I've seen like might be a bit
Arceus
much.
bug.
I'd say probably no Arceuses at all.
Not even bug.
Nope, because it's still not easy to break through sometimes. Pheromosa, Spectrier is actually there, which is funny because we had it this season. Urshifu, another Pokemon we had this season. Um,
Yep.
Probably not basic Zamazenta. Probably not. But then Zygarde. Oh, Zygarde got banned. When did Zygarde get banned?
Mid season.
Yo, so we had Zygarde, uh, freaking Spectrier, and we banned Cinderace, but it was like not banned at the time. And
Now here's
then
a question: are you gonna put the Blossom in F tier next draft?
it'll get a bump up to D.
It's going to D.
It'll go up to D. Yeah.
Oh.
Admittedly, it's really hard to say what's gonna happen next season, but yeah, we'll
Hopefully,
see.
I changed your opinions on Blossom at least a little.
Bro, that motherfucker. You didn't try to get it to MVP, which by the way, we did not do an MVP vote, but let me zoom out of this. Whoa, too much.
What are the current kill leads? Is what I'm wondering.
So
Like,
not
who
counting
are the kill leads?
playoffs. So this is actually only going through week 8 because Mirror Shadow didn't actually update it. But right now it's Haxorus.
Mhm.
Haxorus ended up getting like 17 or 18. It was 17, that's right. Because I was like, oh, there's a chance that my Xurkitree could like tie it if I got like a 6-0
Yep.
sweep, but I didn't.
Mhm.
It actually didn't even get a. I don't even think it got a kill my final week. Yeah.
Yep.
And then you didn't even bring
Split countenance.
Blossom was not a good matchup for you your final week, so it was like you couldn't even bring it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was not feeling Blossom for that, but it's okay. Blossom's third, I believe.
Yeah, that's before the final week. So actually we haven't put in the final week kills.
Okay.
Maybe look at that
So,
when we get to the finals. But when did
all
you
right.
guys have it scheduled for? Friday?
Friday, yeah. I
What
think
time
it's at
Friday?
3. 3. Yeah.
I gotta take my mom into a surgery then, so I'm gonna be having to like watch from my phone. I was hoping to get a
Yeah.
I was hoping to get a live watch going, but that looks like that won't be happening. Well, I guess I can watch on my phone, and then we can like me and not you, but like people who aren't playing can be in chat watching.
Mm,
We'll
yeah.
see what happens.
I got
All right,
I
we've
got
been
a couple, I got a couple teams ready. I'm really excited for it, to be honest.
yeah. So I'm gonna let you go because it's already 1 o'clock where you are.
Yep. All right. It was been fun.
All
Have a
right,
good night, all right?
have a good night. I'll try to get this up tomorrow, and good night to everyone else.